My friends, before we get into the prediction, thank you so much for joining us. I just want to make sure everybody understands the main goal of this channel is to take some of that competitive energy from the stock market, that cutthroat energy, and redirect it somewhere good, utilizing the rule of karma. So it's important people understand if they plan to profit from the information on this channel, they must be following the rule of karma, or karma's gonna wipe those profits away. It's so important. We're karmically protected on this channel. So the rule of karma is 5% of the profits back to the channel, 5% of the profits back paid forward to one of these charities here, or to a charity that you see fit. But it's important to make sure you're supporting the channel in that regard, and that you're paying it forward as well to one of those charities. Make sure whatever you spend that money on, you spend it out of love, and the universe is going to send it back to you tenfold in all directions. That's the vibe of the channel. Welcome here if you've got that same vibe. If you don't, my friends, you're going to be sorely disappointed. With that said, let's get into the prediction. This is the INO 1-month overview reading for the month of April 2023. It's currently March 20th, 2023, 1:11 p.m. Eastern Time. INO at the time of this reading is currently $1.07. That's USD. And the shuffle file that we're about to watch was created here March 12th, 2023 at 6:22 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this file right here. The overall theme and behavior for the month of April, we have a notable price level. This is a price level that'll be important on at least a year-to-date scale. Probably like on a 1-year kind of scale. Important resistance level. It looks like we have some, like a near overbought crest that we sell off from at that. That's the behavior at that resistance level. It is, however, crossed with, and by crossed I mean kind of energies working against the overall theme, either positive or negative. Is a rally increasing with momentum moving forward in time. It looks like we see that taking place around the 22nd and around the 19th, notably on a 1-month chart. Behavior around the highest high, when we're looking to determine in real time on a chart if we've met the highest high, we're looking for a decline off of the high through multiple support levels on a 1-month scale. Behavior around the lowest low, we should have multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance around the formation of the lowest low for the month. When we're looking to determine whether or not we've met a lowest low, we should be looking for that type of behavior near the low. Before we go any further, let's take a look at we only have March predictions, and we're in March, so we can only really kind of take a partial look. Looks like we had the highest probable location of the highest high here on the 1st. We were off by a day. We have the highest high here on the 1st, and then we have it again here on the 3rd. Looks like we had another prominent crest here on the 6th, so we were off by a day with a prominent low in between. That was pretty solid. And then we have another prominent 13th, around the 13th, 14th, 13th, 14th, we had another prominent high and a big move higher on the 14th to reach on the 13th into the 14th, I should say. So this is looking pretty solid so far, and we should be going into lows as we move forward into the rest of the month. Do we see a science card on here? No. That would have been nice. In any case, let's get into the chart behavior here. On the 1st, we have, on the 3rd, we have a notable fake out, shakeout, some sort of false triggering of an indicator that it's intended to like make us do make the wrong impulsive decision there on the 3rd. So be careful around that behavior. We should have a highest high for the month somewhere right around the end of the 3rd or early on the 4th, where we have the completion of a bullish trend there. So a bit of a decline off of that highest high there around the cusp of the 3rd, 4th, into the 5th, where we have a rally higher on the 5th to reach for probably the same high or around the same high, where we establish support, at least momentarily. That support becomes resistance again there on the 6th, and that's where we have a highlighted important price level. We should meet an important price level here around this high here around the cusp of the 4th, 5th, and then again around the 5th, 6th. That's an important technical resistance level on a multi-day chart, on a year-to-date chart at least. And there should be a sharp decline off of that. A lot of price movement between the high on the 6th and the low on the 6th. I'm advised not to chase any rally at the end of the day there. And there's quite a bit of trade opportunity here. We have a trade opportunity on the 3rd. We have a day trade opportunity, it looks like, on the 4th, a trade opportunity on the 5th, and a trade opportunity on the 6th. If you want to know what those trade opportunities are, my friends, shuffle files done, then best way to do that is to go check out our website, tarotfortraders.com. Go to Eso-Meta forecasts, prediction for next month, click here, and from that list pick whichever ticker you're interested in and purchase that. That's a great way to support the channel. Does quite a lot to help support the channel and help us grow and build a team and get more predictions out there, more free content for you as well. While we're here, guys, don't forget the most important goal of this channel is not to just get people rich. We're looking to make the world a better place. How do we do that? It's important that you understand if you're going to follow this information for profit, you must follow the rule of karma. The rule of karma is where you PayPal or Cash App 5% of the profits back to the channel as a thank you for all the hard work that we do. And then you 5% of the profits go to one of these charities here, pay it forward, keep the world going. I call you guys, you beautiful people, angel investors. You give hope to the world. The future is in the people like you, my friends. So keep it up. I love you, and let's get back into the prediction here. All right, so we have a pretty notable decline into a trough on the 10th in the morning, and then we rally higher through a key resistance level. We stay above it briefly and then break back down through it the following day. We meet a resistance level that's been an important resistance level there. We met before and weren't able to break through it on a multi-day scale, and we decline into where we have probably our lowest low to date. This is where one of the locations where we have we most likely have a lowest low. Another location where we're likely to have lowest low is there on the cusp of the 17th, 18th. Hard to determine where it's either there or there. But these are both notable lows, that's for sure. And in the midst of this lowest low, there's a crest and on both sides of it. So we go from a prominent trough to a prominent crest to a lowest low to a prominent crest here on the 12th. And remember, there's a notable rally on a multi-day chart that'll stand out here on the 12th. Looks like out of that low on the 11th, we have this rally into a crest or peak, and then we sell off from that crest or peak to doing a U-shaped reversal below key support on a 1-month scale. We come back and reuse that support as support, and then there's a big move higher there between that U-shaped reversal and the 13th. Another prominent crest or peak there at the end of the day on the 13th, but we have a sharp decline off of that, like a full retracement and probably more into a prominent trough on the 14th. And then we have more decline on the 17th into, at the end of the day, probably a lowest low. On the 18th, we have a period of volatility and a sharp dip in that period of volatility that stands out on a multi-day chart. Another prominent trough on the 19th. I don't think it's gonna. I think it's probably a higher trough than what we had on the at the end of the day on the 17th. And then there's a significant trade opportunity, possibly a day trade opportunity there on the 19th. There's a significant day opportunity there, as well as at the end of the day on the 17th. I'll get into those in the paid version. On the 20th, a prominent, an important range on a multi-day scale is highlighted there on the 20th. Looks like it's to the upside, and we may have another highest high here. This is why I don't think. This probably isn't. It's so hard to determine. This might be a lowest low. I don't think it's lower than this price level. It might be a lowest low, but if so, I don't think it's lower than the price levels that we get on the 11th. Because we very likely have a highest high here on the 21st. So we hit the upper end of a range here on the 21st, from which we decline to and through a support level to meet another support level on a multi-day scale, and we rotate sideways along that support into the end of the day. Looks like a gap up on the 24th, excuse me, with some bullish price swings there. A decline on the 25th into an important trough on the 26th. That decline offers a trade opportunity. There's also a trade opportunity on the 24th and a trade opportunity at the end of the day on the 25th. We'll get into those in the paid version. Out of that prominent trough on the 26th, a big move to the upside out of oversold territory. We meet an important price level that's important on a multi-day scale, on a probably a year-to-date scale, if not more. From which we failed to break through, and then we turned around and we declined through key support on the 28th there. Sneak preview for the following month, we have a decline that ends with a fast sudden move higher. And that's INO for April 2023. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Most importantly, my friends, make sure to follow that rule of karma. It is so important for the channel. Make sure to follow that rule of karma. It's so important for the universe. My friends, when you do something good for the world, like attracts like, you're creating more of same in multiple dimensions. It's happening in infinite dimensions, on infinite planes. My friends, you're doing good in multiple dimensions. Just think about that. So every time you do that, doesn't it make you just want to do it more and more? I know it makes me. Magnanimity, my friends. It's a great feeling. I'll see you on the next one.